Hi Libra, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2016. May I wish you Sun Librans a very happy birthday, and I hope you have a great year. Now, until the 23rd, that's a powerful time because you've got the Sun in your sign, and it's a time for taking stock. It's a time to be more self-centered, looking after self more and your own personal goals and projects and what's close to your heart. Mercury's coming in there on the 7th, from the 7th onwards, so what was up in the air previously up until the 7th, what was causing you to be more introspective and wondering about this or that and maybe vacillating a bit, and maybe feeling a bit preoccupied, that will cease when the Mercury comes into your sign, putting you more into the stream of information exchange, being very much in your rational thinking there. And it's a time to put those people skills to work, because there could be more need to make the connections, the contacts, mental processes accelerated, communications equipment, vehicles, travel or transport might also be emphasized. And at times there could be a lot coming at you, so it's wise to engineer downtime for yourself. Now there are, well, first of all, this is the month where, first of all, Jupiter is getting going in your sign, so the banner across the sky is you are going to get your year of expansion and a real growth spurt in your life, you Librans. But before I get on to that, this is the month for all of the signs, of course, are involved with this, where Saturn and Neptune are separating, and we're not getting so much muddle going on there, and uncertainty, and the Saturn-Neptune transit keeps things hanging, but we can't get the clarity we need to get the informed choice, to get organized, to get our ducks in a row, etc. So there's a lot of things been hanging in the air. This transit may be manifesting for you through work activities, Neptune being there, things having an effect upon how you're working, where you're working, who you're working with, or it might not be that, or it might just be a little bit of that. It might be health matters, or it might be matters of service and support, and you being there for another or another being there for you, or it might be a sort of a little bit of a muddle of all of them. Again, things being up and in the air around health or the job, or, you know, being able to plan ahead has been difficult, or whose word to follow, you know, which pundit, which idealist, which, you know, and really pulling it all, bringing it all back home, and starting from right where you are and saying, where do I feel most right myself? And, you know, just slam the door on all of the chatter and the clamor, maybe is the way to go, which isn't perfect for a Libran, I know, but because you do like to, you know, hear both sides and make a fair sort of assessment, but watch out that you are, you know, you don't end up just being a fence sitter. So your attitude towards work could have been changing, or the type of work or where could have been changing over this transit. And this is a long transit of Saturn there. It's been in there for over a year now. Then you can, now that we're getting this separating, you get more clarity. Okay, now I realize what I'm going to be doing, or what I should be doing differently, or about the health, about the job, about the chores, about the project, about whatever it is for you, and it might be somebody else's, you know, health matters and chores and jobs as well, but you're wanting to be there to be of service in some way, out of the goodness of your heart, but also in a paid way as well. So that's good. So we're getting those two separating out, and the best approach is for you to be doing a job you genuinely enjoy, that you genuinely identify with, and then so you bring it all back to yourself, and you start from right here without the expectations or the standards of others. Of course, you have to deeply ask yourself, what can I do for them? What do they really need? What should I be really providing as well? Because there might have been some surprises in your world. And that's not surprising, because you Librans are, your sun sign is opposite the transit of Uranus in Aries, your opposite sign. So that could have been upsetting the apple cart. Circumstances in the world or with others beyond your control. So circumstances that you've had to be flexible and be adaptable to because of what was going on in partners' lives, but also what's going on maybe in this area of like that. Oh, that was a surprise. And you Librans born the 15th to the 18th of October, or with 23 to 25 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most at the moment. And then of course you do have Pluto at the root of your chart. And this means, again, this is an area of radical change, subject to radical change, but also subject to renewal and renovation as well. So if it were to be around property, then Pluto here can show a cycle that you're in where you are rebirthing through various properties. It's a funny thing to say, but you might be doing up somewhere and then making a profit on that, and then moving on and doing up somewhere, making a profit, moving up. Or it can be that you are well, there's all sorts of ways that you could be looking at this, but it can also mean, if globe trotting as well. You get into, because nothing about Pluto is superficial. So wherever you are, you got to get into it. You got to get into the community. So maybe you are hopping from one place to another. Oh yeah, there's various ways to look at this, but it can be also things to do with the family. Radical change in your life to do with family matters, members of the family, or things to do with history, but also traditions, but also new members of the family even, so there's this radical shifting which is on the more emotional level, right at the root of your chart. But it is renewal energy. It's not just about the breaking down of the past. It's the breaking down of past routines or setups in order to get this tabula rasa, this clean slate. Well, as clean as you can get it. You bring your experiences with you, you bring your skills with you, you bring your beloveds with you, but then you build again, or you renew, you refresh, you watch that phoenix coming up from the ashes. But there can be some quite radical fundamental things that go on here at the root of your life. Now, speaking about Pluto, we're going to get the sun going over Pluto really quickly at the end of the first week. So there could be a 48-hour period there where you feel it might be a bit of a battle of wills going on there. Related maybe to property, or within the family, or within the extended family neighborhood, that kind of thing as well. Or it might not be that, it might be something else which is to do with your particular root of your particular chart. And also there's going to be the sun whizzing across Uranus. Both of these are quite whizzy, so they're not going to go too deep. Right, but it's as well to mention them. Sun going across Uranus in mid-month, so that's right in the middle of the month, around about the 14th, 15th, somewhere there. Again, about a 48-hour. And that could be surprises. So, if you were, if there was something a lot riding on a situation. Maybe it depends. It depends on your natal chart, but maybe not the best to schedule that for the end of the first week, or things that could ambush you in the middle of the month. Having said that, though, many people have pulled something off perfectly fine with those transits. As long as you are aware of them, if you do remember it by the time we get there. And then we got Mars going across Pluto in the third week. That can mean a sort of a battle of wills, or a battle of egos going on there, or maybe a kind of a negotiating even type situation going on there, or keeping the cards close to the chest. Definitely. But because Mars Pluto is so powerful, you will have the power with you to push through, to get through to where you want to be, as long as you keep that coolness and you don't let anybody else's abuse of power script on you. So there is always a temptation to abuse power with whenever Mars, can be the ruthlessness being in the air, whenever Mars and Pluto get together. So just making sure that that doesn't come from your end. Having said that, you might have to be very firm with just there. So that's in the third week, and I'm going to say probably just watch out for that over the whole of the week, really. Yeah. And then we have Venus going over Saturn, which is, Saturn's in a good angle for you. So Venus going over Saturn just means that you have to be more correct and stick to the rules. Maybe there is bureaucracy around, or authority figures around, that kind of thing. So that's in the last 3 days of the month. Now, back to the usual suspects. So we have Venus, your ruling planet, in an area concerning money, property, possessions, until the 18th. That's not a bad place for Venus to be, actually. With Jupiter now in your sign, that's a nice place for Venus to be. If you play your cards right, you could do well if you're in a negotiation type situation, or at least not as badly as you thought, perhaps. And overall, it means you can do okay. Get yourself a bargain, or if there's any sort of anything bigger than that as well. But also feeling as though you are there's this sharing the load. You're in a team here, in this situation, whatever this situation is. Buying, selling, renting, leasing, this could go in your favor, or want to go in your favor, if you're nice and calm and cool and connected, and you and a friend could be getting organized, more organized materially, or it could mean that that you and a friend are actually really, really appreciating what you have, rather than what you don't have. And then from the 18th, Venus is in a very sociable sector for the rest of the month, and she can help you to be articulate, help you to be diplomatic, and that's, your sign is known for that anyway. If you need to twirl somebody around your little finger, then that might be the time there from the 18th onwards. And this transit could bring warm, supportive relations with siblings or soul brothers and sisters, those that you feel drawn to, you feel a connection with, and if you want to settle a feud, or again, on the side of negotiations, that will be helpful to you. Mars is at the root of your chart, and that means hustle and bustle and busyness related to property or location, or because of family, community, neighborhood, tribe, physical effort needed there right in your own backyard, or if it's not your backyard, it'll be a base of operations. So, physical, put your back into it, energy, decisiveness, assertiveness needed there as well, and being proactive, taking the initiative And Mars in this area could mean a lot more coming and going within a locality or a community. Skeletons could start rattling in the closet as well, things to do with the past coming into the present, but on the other hand you could be putting your energies into something which connects you in with society's traditions, and also in with more with Mother Nature, which is always a good thing. Now, I did say you got Mars going over Pluto there in the 3rd week, so that's when things may get you could get more sensitive and emotions nearer the surface, you and others, more hot under the collar. So just be aware of that. And it might be because of what's going on in that area, or from that area outwards. You'll figure it out. and then now, did I mention I think I mentioned, yeah, I did give you the dates for that. For Saturn, you Librans born the 2nd to the 8th of October, or with 10 to 16 degrees rising, you're going to feel that energy the most. And I think I gave you the Jupiter one as well. And that's it for October. If you know your rising sign or your moon sign, listen to those. And also the basics of this material that I've just given you here is written up on my website, DianaGarland.com. And I'll see you the next time.